I will start the first keynote of this session. So welcome everyone. Ahlan wa sahlan and bikharban. So let's start the keynote, please. After me, Dr. Ali Al-Shurbaz will speak, and then Dr. Karwan Sinjari will speak with Dr. Pedro together, and Dr. Hameen Latif will speak, and last but not least, Mr. Soran Hamarash. Okay, so this is my presentation. Today I'll be talking to you about AI policy and governance. I know this is a topic not everyone likes and everyone is a little bit afraid of.
Welcome to today's presentation on AI regulation and governance. Today, we'll cover the fundamentals of AI regulation.
So, my video already started telling you what we're going to do.
On AI regulation and governance. Today, we'll cover the fundamentals of AI regulation, why it needs to be regulated, and how it can be regulated. We'll also take a look into the future challenges that lie ahead in this dynamic field. Let's begin.
مرحباً بالجميع، وأهلاً بكم في عرض اليوم حول تنظيم وحوكمة الذكاء الاصطناعي. سنغطي أساسيات تنظيم الذكاء الاصطناعي، كما سنلقي نظرة على التحديات المستقبلية في هذا المجال الديناميكي. لنبدأ.
Hello everyone, and welcome to today's presentation on AI.
Okay, I had it in Kurdish also. So I was very proud of my avatar speaking in Kurdish, but it was skipped right now. So as you see, when I'm lazy, I make my avatar speaks for me, especially in different languages. And this is something we will use in the future definitely, and which will also bring some dangers for us we need to be aware of, and we need to govern at some point. Why is it playing? So it's just a few words about me, but I will skip that now. So we will talk about 3 points, very important. Why is it playing? I want to skip, okay? Thank you. So first, disruption of the legal and administrative work for especially governmental officials. Then we talk briefly about AI regulation. I will give you a brief worldwide and when we do in the Middle East, and then the challenges we will face, and I will show you a legal transformation approach, how we can deal with it. Okay, part 1. Let me tell you something about lawyers. So I am a lawyer. I am trained in Germany, one of the massive or most difficult studies you can do in Germany. And we're very, very strict. Sorry, it's something wrong. So we are trained to apply the reality upon sentences. So if this happens, then this applies. This paragraph applies on this circumstances, right? So it is more or less like a code. We call the French code is the civil code is basically a civil code. Why? Because we lawyers tend to think in codes, in if-then. So does this remind you of something? Algorithms work the same way. If-then, if-then. So this makes our lives as lawyers and civil servants a little bit easier, but in the same time, we will get competition. Why? Because meanwhile, we can use artificial intelligence or large language models very easily to do our work, which is, if we stick to the thinking if-then, this can be easily replaced by large language models because they can be trained to the way we think. Me as a lawyer in Germany, I use it on a regular basis. Judges are using it, lawyers are using it meanwhile, but it is trained because it is trained on English data and German data. In Arabic data or Kurdish data, we are not there yet. It is about to happen. Models are about to be developed, but they will help us do our work. In the same time, they will replace also some of us. Why? Because we can do research, or AI can do research within seconds, where I need an assistant who works for 1 week to write me a paper, right? AI can scan much more data at once, much more international regulation at once, and any scientific paper, and give me the essence out of it. Again, according to what if-then logic. It works 24/7 hours, 24 hours in a week, or 7 days. So my assistants, they work only 8 hours and not more. So, and you have, on the long run, much lower costs. So at some point, we will need to think about what does it mean to be a lawyer and what does it mean to be a civil servant. I'm just showing you, for those Arabic-speaking upon you, Noor is an Arabic-trained model. So you all know JetGPT and you use JetGPT, but JetGPT is OpenAI's model, and it's American, and it's mainly trained on English data, and it translates the English tokens into Arabic. But Noor is mainly trained on Arabic data, so it is لغة الأم خلينا نقول مع هذا الموديل عربي. فit's much more helpful for us working in legal in Arabic. The one I really ask you to scan that for those in Apple Store or Google Store. JACE is also a model developed by the AI University in Abu Dhabi also. We were there last week. I work with them. So this is meanwhile open access, so you can access it on your mobile, and this is trained also on Arabic data, so it can give you grammatically much more efficient than JetGPT. JetGPT has much more data to cover from, but these are, like when it comes to Arabic grammar, they are trained on Arabic data, so much better for you, for your work if you're a lawyer or a public servant. Okay, so what does it mean? If I am giving you these tools, and if you see my AI, my avatar working for me, if I am already using all these tools for my work, and you can too at some point, and you will, what does it mean? You will need to redefine yourself. And we will also, as a government or as a public administration, we need to rethink what it means to be a public servant. This is something coming we won't avoid, right? So the technology will force us to use it and will force us to rethink and identify ourselves and our work differently. But what is not coming automatically, and this is something we need to do proactively, which is regulating this technology. And this is my second part. Regulating and governing these technologies. One of them is AI. Blockchain was mentioned by Dr. Dia this morning, and others like genomics, space law. All of these exponential developments are coming towards us. At some point, we need to govern, otherwise we're losing the race. So I'll show you a little bit about international regulation and what we do in the Middle East.
Welcome to the future of law and regulation, where AI meets governance. Digital IDs ensure seamless identification and security in our interconnected world. Robot police maintain order, enhancing public safety with precision and efficiency. A surveillance state ensures safety, but balances it with privacy and human rights. AI supports humans, revolutionizing fields like healthcare and making life better for everyone. In this future, humans and robots live in harmony, collaborating for a brighter tomorrow. Welcome to a future where technology and humanity coexist for the greater good.
Perfect. So, this was a version of how it could be using technology, but in the same time governed. Not all of them I agree with, but I put it in purpose in order for you to think, do you want to use this technology in that way? Or do you need to act now in order to change the path where your country is going towards? So, European Union is the first, let's say it's not a country, the first union who started regulating AI. So this is the only AI regulation we have worldwide, which is the EU AI Act. Other countries, I will just name a few, or most of the countries just limited themselves on acts of data privacy, autonomous vehicles and drones, or acts on AI customer protection and ethical guidelines for AI. So most of the countries, they just limited themselves to AI ethical guidelines, which is very important. So in the Middle East also, we work just on strategies and ethical guidelines of AI, which is still lacking here in this region. So Iraq and Kurdistan are a little bit lacking behind still, but we can work on that. This is what I'm trying to say. It's important to look at this topic. It's important to analyze what we have, and still the technology is not there yet in our country, but because it's not there yet, we can control the access of this technology. From which companies is it coming? How do we deal with our data privacy of our country? And do we invade a regulation which is unique to our country? Because this is very important for us. So the challenges we and you will face, and every country is facing, and many countries I work with and consult in that regard have the same problem, which is we, as lawyers or regulators, we think linear. Oh, things will happen in 1, 2 years, 3 years, because this is what we know. The problem is we're dealing here with exponential technologies. And with AI, we're here. With AI, it's going rapidly up, and we are losing the race of regulation. So because we have the current regulation working in a certain way, exponential technologies is hitting in a pace we are not controlling, or we can't still understand or grasp. And you will see from all these keynotes today how far we are already, but regulation is not there yet, and therefore we have gray zones. A lot of gray zones of unregulated and uncontrolled areas, and we do not know how to deal with it. Why is it a problem? It's just a problem because insecurity for companies. As long as you don't regulate, companies don't know how to invest, how to deal with these technologies, and they can't then use it. And governments do not know how to use technologies while safeguarding the citizens. But I'm an optimist, and in every crisis there's an opportunity. And I think we are resilient and we are very adaptive. And this is why I think that we can adapt very easily and very fast. But we need to work on our mindset, which is you cannot solve a problem with the same mindset you created the problem with, which is, as I explained, the linear thinking of regulation and the exponential rise of technology. What we need to do is this new mindset I'm just talking about. We need a new regulatory approach, which I will explain to you in a minute. And please, do not copy from other countries. It doesn't work for you. Okay? So copy, paste, best practices thing, screw it. We don't work like this with our clients. Like, this is not going to work, not for the Middle East and not for our people. What we do is we work on the mindset, which is a little bit complicated. We create interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary approach with the different experts working with the lawyers. Don't let regulation alone for lawyers. We don't know what we're doing because we need the experts explaining to us, and working with us on drafting guidelines and regulation. We use foresight thinking, so we anticipate. We bring experts who tell us how is this technology going to evolve, how is going to affecting the society, and how will the society look like, and then you can think about how do you govern it as a government. And we use very classical legal disciplines for that, like legal philosophy, legal history, and comparative law, because I'm a comparative lawyer. So, very practical applications, just quickly. Again, I advise you, if I may, just work on your legal departments. Create very diverse legal departments, not only lawyers, bring the experts from each technology or sociologists or whatever you need in the legal department and let them work together in order to bring to you the best ideas with international experts if needed, but not necessary. We create, for example, AI customized legal experts. You don't need to invite very expensive legal experts from I don't know which university. Just create your own AI experts, and I will show you how. And what you should do in order, if you want to write guidelines or regulation, don't draft something, copy-paste best practices, and then give it to review. Do it differently. You need to do it differently because technology won't allow you differently. You need to work from scratch with the experts, and what we do for that, we create workshops, 3 days, 4 days, where mutually together the governance is developed. Let me show you just...
My name is Dr. Rasha, and I am your virtual, personalized, and interactive expert on international space law. Among my specialties are international treaties, international regulations, and federal regulations in the UAE. Let me know what you need and I will help you.
So, this is Dr. Rasha. We created different experts for different governments and on specific regulation. Dr. Rasha is working on space law. We have for health law, for contractual law. So we create these experts, we train them with data, and we decide which data to train them with, international regulation, national, and in which language, okay? Again, this will make your life easier, but think how to use it. Think out of the box. This is most important. Technology won't allow you to work the way you did till now. You need to think out of the box and don't focus only on the problem. AI is the problem. No, AI is an opportunity for all of us, but for that, we need to think out of the box in order to protect our people. Okay, thank you very much.